Hey guys, it's Timmy here, and today I just wanted to rant about The Sims. Here we go. You might have guessed this, but I am the biggest Sims fan of all time, in my opinion. I got the game when I was just a little kid in like maybe first or second grade and was just obsessed. I would play it with my friends after school. And when The Sims 2 came out, I then proceeded to play that game for about 10 years with very little break. I was obsessed with it. I played it at least weekly, but a lot of the time I played that game every dang day. Like, so addicted. It was so good. I have the Sims 1 complete collection, Sims 2 complete collection. I have a few packs for the Sims 3, but it actually didn't really capture me that much. The thing with the Sims 3 is that it's kind of a high power game, kind of hard to run, and they were extremely ambitious about it. So I can see why some people feel like it's the best Sims game, but to me, it is important that a game like this can run on anyone's laptop, because it's just that kind of game. Everyone wants to play The Sims every once in a while. Even if for some people that's like once every 5 years. For me, it's like weekly, more than weekly. Let's be honest. I love this game so much. Um, but my initial impression of The Sims 4 was it was pretty good. I hadn't really been that into The Sims for a bit there, but I was getting back into it, got The Sims 4, and was like, oh, these emotions are pretty cool. Like the emotion system. Um, at the time, it had whims and it had a lot of aspirations that you could toggle through at your um, on your own personal whim, and I thought that was pretty cool and interesting. But very quickly, I started to find that I was really bored with The Sims 4. Like, I couldn't get into it. I didn't find it as interesting as The Sims 2. Um, Even as interesting as, The Sims 3, which I just played like in passing with friends. So, I got quickly like, I don't know, I'm not into this. Like, for years of having The Sims 4, I just played The Sims 2 still. Partially because, like, it felt like The Sims 2 was um, the better version of The Sims 4 almost. Like, they were just kind of copying that game in a sense because they were back to like loading screens, and with The Sims 3 it was open world, and that came with positive and negative things, but um, I don't think it's a problem to have a closed world Sims game. It's just if you're gonna do it, it's like it's already been done and kind of mastered with The Sims 2 in my opinion. Um, yeah, over time I started to get into The Sims 4. It took a while, but I bought a few packs, got you know, eventually a few expansion packs, and started picking up some of the game packs, and felt like, oh no, there's something here. You can have fun with it. Um, it still didn't really replace The Sims 2 for me for quite a few years, but eventually the toddlers update came out, and that was huge for the game. Everyone was playing The Sims in that moment, and it just breathed so much life into the game, much needed. And I think that's really the reason that The Sims 4 is such a like family play kind of game right now, because the toddlers are incredible. And then eventually it came out with the Parenthood pack, which was a really good move because Generations took like many, many years to develop with The Sims 3, but they, dropped Parenthood pretty quickly with The Sims 4 and gave a little bit more depth to children and teens. Not a ton, but a little bit more. And it felt like there was kind of something to do. So I got into The Sims 4 a little bit more, started to enjoy it a lot, but at the same time, kind of started to like realize more deeply than I had in the past that The Sims is a cash grab. Um, it was kind of a cash grab with The Sims 2, but they really were generous because when The Sims 3 started picking up and was super popular, they actually gave away The Sims 2 Complete Collection for free to a bunch of people. And that was what really like sold me on The Sims 2. It was so good with all those pieces of content in there that I might not have gotten otherwise. And with the Sims 3 and the Sims 4, they are just really trying to make money. It's very obvious. Every tiny little piece of content is sold with The Sims 4. It started getting bad with The Sims 3, and then it got really extreme. Um, the way I kind of explain this to people if they're not familiar is that in The Sims 3 there was an expansion pack for $40 called The Sims 3 Pets, and it came with cats, dogs, horses, small animals like rabbits, lizards, snakes, I believe, um, and some other things that I'm like forgetting. So any kind of animal you can imagine came with The Sims 3 Pets nearly. And in The Sims 4, if you want pets, you can buy the expansion pack called Cats and Dogs, or you can buy Cottage Living, which has rabbits, llamas, cows. It's about farming, right? And then once you've spent $80 on that, which would have just been called pets in previous Sims games, now, if you want to buy hamsters, you can pay $10. Fun stuff, right? You can start to see how frustrated the community got really, really quickly, especially because they introduced one DLC for a DLC in that process. People lost their minds. And we just continually get frustrated in the Sims community because it's like cash grab after cash grab, and the packs are just so rushed out without thought or quality assurance testing. Another example of this is Generations. In The Sims 3, there was a $40 expansion pack called Generations. Expansion packs are the same cost in The Sims 4, but if you want all the Generations kind of content, you need to buy the Parenthood game pack, and you need to buy The Sims 4 High School Years. And arguably you need to buy the Toddler Stuff Pack and the Backyard Stuff Pack, and the Kids Room Stuff Pack, and a couple kits. You can see where the frustration comes from, right? Like, what used to be a $40 purchase is now $100 if you're not, bargain hunting and waiting for the packs to come on sale. So, what I've spent on The Sims 4, it's a lot. It's really a lot. I can say that I bought almost everything half off. So I've probably spent over the last 8 years like maybe $500 on this game. It stings. It really stings to say out loud. I mean, it's not the end of the world. Like, if you're spending $50 a year on video games, like, wow, you're doing great, But like, it's all one video game, and I don't really play anything else, so it's like, maybe that money could have gone to some other games that would have been really interesting. Can you hear the cynicism start to creep in? This is like the experience that I think all simmers are going through right now. Like, we have spent so much money on this game, and like for EA, what's frustrating for players is like The Sims 4 is not like other games. It's really dull in comparison. And it's just like this base thing. It was kind of this gambit that EA took. Like, can we just create the most basic, boring version of The Sims and then create as much content as possible? Here they are 8 years in, and they're still making packs like this. So I know it sounds like I've gotten really frustrated, but I will say, I do love The Sims. I love this game. I play it all the time for a reason. It's just that, ooh, man, it's frustrating. So I've actually gotten to the point where I'm, you know, trying to actively spend next to no money on The Sims. I would love if I could have like willpower not to spend any money on it because it's just not worth it at this point. I've got so many packs that I can just enjoy it as it is, kind of tell myself like The Sims is done. I've got a lot going on for me. Got four great Sims games, each of which I've got tons of packs for. I don't want to spend any more. And that's really actually kind of damning for The Sims, in my opinion, because I'm the biggest fan ever. A ton of people are, but it's starting to feel like they're seriously taking advantage of us. Like, the community is asking for really simple stuff at this point. They just want cars in the game. No shit. Like, in a life simulation game that's about building houses, we would like cars and garages. Yeah, I know. It's a small ask. You'd think, right? Um, so I'm really just kind of frustrated about The Sims 4 at this point. Like, I love the game, and I just I wish they would just friggin' move on to the next part of the series. Like, it's fine. Try to make as much money out of the game as you can in like 6 or 7 years, and then move on to the next one. But there's some indications from EA that they're trying to make this last 15 years or more. It's like, okay, you just really want to kill your franchise for its biggest fans. That's okay. Maybe, for them, it's like not important whether I'm a fan or some like, teenager becomes a fan of The Sims. But then what happens down the road when they're getting older and they're getting frustrated because their favorite game is falling apart as well? I don't know. Maybe, uh, as usual, short-term profits are more important in America than anything else. Whew, I'm ranting. Let me move on to something positive. So my feelings on mods are basically that, like, they absolutely save The Sims 4. It's what makes me not give up on this game. It's what keeps me playing it weekly, because I can get on, and now at this point there are so many damn mods out there. Like, I can just pop in a new mod and like have a totally different gaming experience. For a while, I don't think it's still running, but there was literally a Pokemon mod inside of The Sims, so you could be playing, two of my favorite games at once. Um, that that millennial feeling was so strong with that one, but I don't think that's out there anymore. Um, but now there's such incredible stuff. Seriously, I get so excited about it. This is what makes me love The Sims, is that there are people like Twisted Mexi who made a Create a World mod, which was previously only possible by the game devs, but he has spent years and years, like, absolutely slaving over this tool that combines live mode and build mode, which I would think would be almost impossible, but somehow does that and opens up the world so that you can build off of the lot. Absolutely unheard of genius shit. Like, he's on another level, and it's amazing. And there's all kinds of people like Carl's Sim Guides. He started modding and created a gameplay overhaul that adds all kinds of stuff that people were really missing from the game, like burglars and real estate and stuff like that. Kind of fixed and tuned some stuff. Added a friggin' function where you can collect aspiration points just by going about your day. So if your sim is happy or any of the positive emotions, they get points for that. And if they're in a negative emotion, they lose points for that. This is the kind of thing that, first of all, EA should be thinking of. And second of all, that it would be actually immensely more easy for EA to do this and implement it in the game than it is for Carl. But still, he's figured it out by playing with the code and everything. So I could go on forever. MC Command Center is a master controller that lets you basically use any um, cheat code by going through a list. You kind of have to dig through because there's a lot of stuff in there, but I did a video on that. You can check that out somewhere. I don't know. But yeah, incredible stuff. There's just such great mods out there. So to kind of sum this up, um, my passion for The Sims has kind of changed fundamentally over the last couple years. I've gotten to the point where I don't want to spend money on it anymore. Like, if I can totally avoid it, I will. EA's gotten plenty from me, and now I give money to modders and CC creators because if you give them money, you can check out their like interesting new stuff that they're just playing with and these alpha creations or games that are or mods that are in beta you can play with because you have subscribed to them. So I'm absolutely obsessed with The Sims again, but in a completely different way. I really don't care about the video game anymore, and I care a lot more about the community and the mods and CC that are like beautiful and interesting. And I'm actually modding a tiny, tiny bit myself with the help of others, of course. Some people have created these modules that help you to make your own mods. So I've started making different aspirations and traits for The Sims, and hopefully I'll share some of those soon. You can check that out at my Patreon. That's on the way, not here at the moment of filming this, but yeah, I actually don't care about The Sims. It's weird, but I'm immensely interested in modding and CC, and so maybe I'll try different games and see what it's like to mod a game that I really don't know anything about, and find out about the game that way. So yeah, this was a totally random video here. I guess I bitched a little bit, but again, like, The Sims is endlessly fascinating to me, but now kind of for different reasons than it used to be. Um, as I go forward, I just want to say, like, I'm not going to have any content promises for this channel. Might remind you guys of that every once in a while if you're a fan. This is totally for fun, totally creativity, so I'm going to try not to promise that something's going to be out a week from now, and I'm going to try not to promise that another type of video is coming next because this is just for fun. So anyway, if you sat around and listened to me rant, well, thank you. Let's hang out, let's get coffee, and yeah, thanks for watching. Now put away your phone and go for a walk.